So I'm just going to come right out and say it. The SD Master Grade Freedom Gundam is, without a doubt, the best Freedom model kit Bandai has ever made. They essentially took all the problems I've ever had with a Freedom model and fixed them in this cute little package. And don't get me wrong, it's cute. My one gripe might be, arms are kind of long. But it might just be the whole proportion thing that's throwing me off. I mean, it's supposed to be like that, right? They design it like that, so maybe they're not too long. Maybe I just think they are. But let's take a look at the detail. This thing is packed with peanuts. And that head sculpt. First off, you can see the serial number there, right there. Those optics, very SD Neo, if you watch that video I did. Two-tone colors, like a real grade. They did some stylistic choices, but I think they're for the better. Not like the 2.0 Master, which I think they just did it because they could, and just it's too busy, too much, too different. This thing is great. Solid as hell. It has an inner frame for an SD. Now, there are third parties that have tried it with an SD, or one specifically. But this one gets it right, because this thing is super solid. They did the whole key thing where you put it in a certain way. There's a little tap at the end of the peg, you rotate the part, and then it locks into place until you rotate it back into the exact position to pull it off. You got it in the wings, and the arms, and the legs, and I think in the torso. But especially the wings. Several points in the wings, especially like right here and where a lot of the wing parts, feathers connect. So the wings, like, especially have been a problem with Freedom. It's not all the time, but if they're going to be long, because a lot of the early models of the Freedom, the wings are too small. The head was too long, and it just looked weird. But I say that about an SD. And hey, they put some clear hair in the wings. They didn't have to, but you got it in the head, and I guess they figured give it a little bit of clear in the wings. Why the hell not? And its posability, great for, like, once again, SD, you might think they'd skimp. They didn't. They went all out. You got like a double hinge here in the neck. That's definitely different. For a big head, hey, that's a good idea. Arms are nice and tight. I love this. You bring this thruster down, got a little vernier that pops out. I assume that's what that is. You can pull down the front of the shoulder armor so you can get a little forward, so you can keep it down but get the arm to come a little bit forward. There are other kits that do that, but it's just nice. Once again, SDs, I mean, come on. But everything else is good. I like the hands because they're kind of 2.0, but the three fingers, instead of being like these, they look like ball joints, but they kind of click into place. I wouldn't recommend cutting them. Who here actually cuts the fingers of 2.0 hands? I did it one time, and then it was just a floppy jalopy mess. I never did it again. But if it works for you and it's nice and tight, go for it. You even got a hinge. And the torso. Look at that. They got like double hinge extending action. I'm wondering, could we see a P Bandai Meteor unit in the future for an SD? I mean, it might work with a high grade, but it would look weird. I'd like to see an SD Meteor unit. Extend the torso here. Clamp it in there. That'd be pretty cool. You can even hinge the crotch piece here. See that? So you can get like a super bend. You can even unhinge the crotch armor here, which allows you to, I was going to say relax, to lower down the, I was going to say relax, this is not even, lower down doesn't start with an R, but you can bring it down, so you get a little bit better with those legs, kicking everything. And they're ball jointed. I don't know if I'd go with ball joint for the hip connection. I'd probably go with pegs, but maybe so they don't break, pop off. And you can slide down the thigh here. It kind of happens automatically when you bend the knee. But the thing is, when you bring it back, you gotta push it back up. I mean, I don't have a problem with that, but somebody might. And even the ankles, they're pretty tight. They have little toes. They can toe some. You can rotate the feet, but it's one of the things. This is one thing they could have keyed in the feet and the heel together, so they rotated at the same time. Minor quibble. And then we gotta look at those wings, those sexy wings. Just how they open up. Like, I can't get enough of these. These wings are so good. You can get them up, separate. These all have little articulation points. Show them on this side. There's another one hidden here. And that would be fine on its own, but then a little bit of extension. I wonder if they're kind of trying to throw in a Freedom and Strike Freedom similarity. but that wingspan is glorious. And it's once again, it's an SD. I really thought Bandai had given up on SCs, but no, they were just getting their A game on, and they don't disappoint. Let me extend these two. I just love this whole thing. Like, and they lock into place, and both in it, like when they're open and closed. Just oh my, I can't get over it. And even the cannons. Let's check those cannons out, because you can get them over the shoulder like you would expect. A lot of the older Freedoms couldn't do it, but this guy can totally do it with the outer hit. And hey, look at this rotation. You can rotate this thing, so you can actually get it like more lined up around the head. That is so cool. It's so simple, but they did it, and I love it. And like I said, several key points. Like these wings are not coming off. As you can see, they're just like they're there, and they're loving it. Another thing I have to. This has always been a problem. Always been a problem with the Freedom model. The beam sabers attached to the side skirts. You can never get them to stay. They always fall off. So many times I've either lost them or just put them in a bin because I can't be bothered. They finally figured it out. It only took almost 20 years. It'll be 20 years, I think, next, 2024. This little interesting detail here they put on the side skirt. It's like a clip. Take it off. It's actually mounting to the peg that goes into the hand, and then you can take the beam saber out. But with it in there, yeah, it's not going anywhere. Like that's you guys, Bandai, great job. So you got that tab, and it works perfectly in the hand. And of course we have the master grade size beam sabers, as we should. Let's get that other one out so I can combine them to make the Darth Maul beam saber staff. That also clicks in great. I don't care if there's a little peg hanging off the beam saber at the other side. I don't care. This is great. I'm going to say it again. It's great. And the railguns. The railguns are actually geared. So when you move, let's extend the one part. When you move the one, the other goes with it. Just how Bandai? Just you nailed it. You nailed it. You did a slam dunk. You dropped the mic in the basket, and we got the shield, which even looks a little different. I like that it's kind of puffy, not as flat as usual, but I like it. It looks great. You got a handle here you can have, but you don't need it. And they did another great thing. It doesn't clip around the little elbow pad that the Freedom is known for. Got a little hole there, and it just goes in, and that's it. And it's there. It's there. Like, I didn't even notice that. It just looked like detailing on the underside of the elbow, but no, it's a connection point. And then we got the beam rifle. It has a nice clear blue piece. Now I wish that they had put the peg here on like a hinge so it could go into the beam rifle. Minor thing, because it holds fine on the back. I can't fault this thing. I can't. I love it. I love everything about it. If one thing, maybe a stand, because this thing would look majestic with its wings out on a stand, but I got plenty of those, no problem. If you have the money, I am definitely getting the Barbatos when it comes out. I can't resist it. This line, as of right now, is, with just one model, is the best line Bandai has done in a long time, since they started perfecting rail grades. As their first outing, this blows me away. It is amazing. Pick it up if you can.